Hello, friends. I'm your host, Dave Layton, and welcome to Signs of Our Time, discovering America's heritage, one sign at a time. This podcast is designed to provide the story behind the story found on America's roadside historical signs. Today, we stop in the piney woods of East Texas, in the quiet town of Winnsboro. Like many small towns in America, history happened there. On East Broadway Street, east of South Main Street on State Route 3, you will find a simple historical marker featuring Bonnie and Clyde, notorious outlaws of the Great Depression years. The marker doesn't celebrate, it remembers. I did a recent podcast episode about Bonnie and Clyde. It's episode 38. I invite you to listen to it after you finish this episode. If you were to walk up to this marker, you might not think much about it at first. Just another historical marker recording a piece of local history. But the words etched onto it point to something unexpected. That during the early 1930s, two of America's well-known outlaws, Bonnie Parker and Clyde Barrow, passed through this very area. They didn't stay long. They didn't leave a monument, but they left a memory strong enough that someone decided this should be remembered. It was a place along the way, a quiet town, a stretch of road, a moment in the long and restless movement of the Barrow gang. They traveled roads like these because they needed to. Back roads meant fewer eyes, fewer questions, more chances to disappear. And so, for a brief moment in time, history passed through Winnsboro on four wheels. Why place a marker for something that didn't happen here, but simply passed through? Well, sometimes the story isn't about the event. It's about the connection. This marker reminds us that even the most ordinary places can intersect with the extraordinary and sometimes troubling moments in history. Winnsboro didn't seek notoriety, but history doesn't always ask permission. Over time, Bonnie and Clyde became larger than life. Stories softened the edges. Movies added romance. But the marker quietly tells a different truth. By the time they passed through towns like Winnsboro, they were already known for violence, robbery, and loss of life. The marker doesn't glorify them. It simply acknowledges they were here. Not long after their travels through East Texas, their journey came to an end in Louisiana in 1934. A roadside ambush, a sudden end, and just like that, the movement stopped. No more passing through, no more escapes. Well, friends, there you have it. A story behind the story from America's historical signs and markers. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I invite you to subscribe and continue listening as we bring more episodes about the rich heritage of our great nation. I'm your host, Dave Layton, and thank you for listening and safe travels.